No critics allowed. What would it be like if you and I did not criticize ourselves, and if we didn't give credence to any criticism that we received from others? What would life be like? Mainly because of social media, self-critiquing has become the way that we all live. But it isn't good for you, it isn't good for any of us, and it doesn't help us to be all that we were created to be. We seem to stay in a perpetual pursuit of what our faults are, what we need to do to correct them, and how we need to change, which results in a perpetual feeling of never being good enough, and overall happiness being something very complicated to accomplish. Compounded with the onslaught of social media that we live within, like a web of self-evaluation. In addition, many of us grew up in homes where we weren't uplifted and even were put down, and so our childhood segues with the way society is set up now, and is just the perfect storm that is evolved into living within a framework of always evaluating ourselves and finding ourselves lacking in so many ways. I have a question for you, my sweet friend. When you arose this morning, when you first opened your eyes, were your thoughts about yourself and your life good thoughts? Or were they thoughts about all the areas where you believe you fall short, where you think you don't look the way you should look, or that your life isn't unfolding in the way that it is supposed to? When you wake up each morning, do thoughts come to you about what other people said that was unkind, or a way that people treated you that was unfair? That underlying current of criticism riddles our lives, takes away our happiness, and above all, removes our peace of mind. Why is it we live our lives being so harsh toward ourselves? And what if we decided to change that? I have another question for you, my sweet friend. What good has ever come from you being so hard on yourself? What good has ever come from taking into consideration and even maybe believing unkind things that others spoke about you? When did being mean to ourselves ever become the accepted standard? It is as if we believe that until we meet a certain standard, we cannot be kind to ourselves, and therefore we cannot be happy in our own lives. And what if we change that right now? You and I can choose a new way to see ourselves and our lives. We can decide to stop comparing ourselves to others, to what we see on social media, and to even stop giving credence to people who are unkind to us. Because the truth of the matter is, my sweet friend, you are a miracle. There will never be another you with your gifts, talents, abilities, your ways of living, your ways of thinking. There will never be another you in all of time. So comparing yourself to others is kind of silly, isn't it? Because of course you cannot be like them. You're not even supposed to be. And that is why the comparison game is so painful. You and I are trying to accomplish something that is never meant to be accomplished. We are exactly who we are supposed to be. We are created in the image of God, and we are perfect just the way that we are. When you really stop for a moment and think about what criticism is, it is saying that we want to be someone other than who we are. But do you really want to be someone other than who you are? Or is it just a way of life, this self-criticism that we have been dragged into more or less without even realizing it? What I would love for you, my sweet friend, is that you would be willing to discard the voice of criticism, whether it's your own criticism or what comes from others, and to instead realize that you are perfect just the way you are, and that there will never be another you. What you have to offer the world, no one else can. I think that's a new way that you and I can live our lives beginning right now. No critics allowed, not from the outside and not from the inside, because you, my sweet, precious, beautiful, miraculous friend, deserve all the goodness that life has to offer. Remember who you truly are. If Swanky Genius encouragements helped your heart, we'd be ever so grateful if you liked, commented, subscribed, shared our podcasts, and check out our book, journal, and coloring book series featuring Lamp the cat and Swanky Genius the bird, who are whimsical best pals at swankygenius.com.